Hello everyone, this is In-Game Arts and doing another unboxing, the breakdown of the demo. This is Horizon Zero Dawn. This is the Complete Edition, or Game of the Year Edition, or Ultimate Edition, however you want to look at it. To start off, this does come with all of the DLC and updates on the disc. This, though, I want to forewarn, there was a small update of 300 megabytes, but it was just a main performance issue fix. It wasn't anything too major, so don't worry about it too much. Next off, the redeem code you saw at the beginning, that's only for the visual novel, visual art book, as well as the PlayStation Network theme. The redeem code is only for those two items. Everything else, all the outfits and all the expansion pack and all the DLCs and updates are all on the disc. Nextly, this does come with a massive updates of altering lanes. It comes with a higher difficulty setting, revamp of the AI, as well as that it comes with more customizations through the settings for like dynamic features and stuff like that. As well as now you can be able to adjust the headpiece on Aloy, where you can turn off the headpiece on or off in case you didn't like her wearing a helmet. As well as that it comes with paint jobs for her to be wearing on her face. Now bear in mind, the only way to access these face paints, you need to beat the game on New Game Plus, and the game has to be on the hard difficulty or above. If you're playing on higher difficulties, you will unlock more face paints. So then pretty much you start on ultra hard difficulty to unlock everything real quick. As well as that, like I said, it comes with the expansion as well. I will not show much of anything other than that expansion area for spoiler reasons, and I just want to give you an idea that what you'll be getting out of this purchase. The expansion is connected, so you don't have to like start a new game or branch off. You can even start a new game, reload an old save game as well, and the expansion area is there. Secondly, this will work with your old save data. It will, if you have an old save data from the original Horizon Zero Dawn, you can be able to just pop this in, and it will just copy the information and update your save files, so you do not need to start over. That's a huge plus there. Other than that, the game is pretty much just straight up what you've played before. This is the living example of what a Game of the Year, Ultimate Edition, or Complete Edition should be. I just wish they didn't have that update, but it was more of a oversight performance issue that revolves around some minor little things. It won't affect you too much. Secondly, if you're trying to look for the special bows and armors that are especially DLC, you need to go purchase them at the merchant. They are worth money, or not in-game money, like shards and stuff like that. So bear that in mind. As well as you get 3 token boxes that you can exchange at a merchant. They'll be immediately in your inventory. As well as you got a new upgrade tree for your traveler skill tree area. So that's another plus as well. Again, this is the ultimate and best version to buy of this game. If you've already loved the first one or the regular version, then there's no reason to skip this version. If you're a fan of complete editions, you're a big fan of all on disc, this is the prime example of what you should be purchasing right here. Whether you loved it or not, these are the kinds of collections I adore and love, and I will always support, because all of this content should be on the disc. So us as the users and us as the consumers and the fan base and collectors can preserve these games and all of its DLC and its integrity and updates. I'm proud of the Guerrilla for releasing this, and I encourage everyone to purchase this. Now, my perspective of the game, I've talked about this game before, my original first release version of the game, the vanilla version. I will state again that the game is fun, it's good. Going back into playing it right now, it was taking me a little bit to remember everything, but it's a fun looking game. The great graphics, it's just gorgeous to look at. The story, again, to me, was a hit and miss. I love the reason why, but I didn't like the how. The story is just alright. A lot of people praised it. Me, I'm just hit and miss. It's alright. It was there. Aloy, the main character, the female character you play as, is an enjoyable character. She's not a bad character, but she's not a great character either. But she isn't unbearable. She is playable. I do like her. She is a good character. I just hope she can get flushed out in the future. Moving on, the gameplay is good. I love the stealth, the mechanics, and stuff like that. The game was really enjoyable, from the crafting to taking down the robotic dinosaurs and stuff like that, and building up your equipment and all the crafting and gathering up loot, gear and stuff like that, and doing all the side quests. These are one of the few games I did everything in, and there's very good reasons why are the few open world games I ever played, and I did everything in this game. But to move on, as I said, this game is a very enjoyable game, and it does deserve some of the praise it's been getting. I can see why, and I can agree to it. But I will always still state this, and I know there's a lot of people who will disagree about this, and I understand why, but I will still hold true to what I said, and I've had me shown people and give examples to people. This game, I do feel, is extremely and highly gender biased against men. Nearly 90% of the men in the game are shown to be incapable, thieves, people who cause problems, and just unbearable jerks. That's the best way to describe it. 90% of men in the entire game are this. And it was very discouraging for me. It really hurt the gaming experience for me. And I didn't like that 90% of the women in the game were in a place of power or were a victim of a man. I am not saying there's anything wrong with women in a power or there is anything wrong with men in general, but I do not encourage the idea to belittle a gender or belittle a person or what you are or who you are just because of silly things like that. This game was very discouraging, and I didn't like that fact. Maybe the creators didn't intend it to be that way, but it clearly was meant to be gender bias against men. There's no going around it. It's in your face all the time. The only thing that bugs me is that we all rile up against Mario wearing a sombrero or Deus Ex Human Revolution about a black girl going through a trash can and call that racist as well. But we have a game that's nearly 60 hours long and pretty much the entire game is just degrading men. It's just, I could not get over this. I know that some people disagree with this, and that's perfectly fine. It's how I felt, and it's not going to change. I've shown it to many people, and other people have agreed that they felt uncomfortable with this game. Moving on from that, that's just my personal opinion. If you do not feel that way, that's perfectly fine. But other than that, if you can ignore that, and if they probably fix this in the future, maybe the second one or something like that, and be a little bit more thoughtful about their character design and then the world building, they can make an interesting, good game. This game is good. It's just, there was some bad writing, bad character design, and bad world design in that aspect. But don't let that discourage you. This game is still fun, it's still good, and if you're a complete collector or a physical collector like myself, it doesn't matter if this game is bad or not. This is a good collection to add to your big set of game collecting, or if you're someone who loves all the DLC and updates on the disc. You can't ignore this. This is a great buy. Don't miss out on it. Get it when you can. Like I said, it's one of those games that I can understand why people love it, but I just personally do not. But just because I'm not into open worlds, I do think the game is extremely still easy, even with the updated difficulty and updated AI. But it's still fun. It's easy for people to pick up. I can understand. I'm not trying to downgrade the game. I can understand why people love it, but I'm just not one of them. So, like always, I will leave links down in the description if you're interested in a copy. I do recommend it for just the sheer fact of supporting the all on disc and DLC on disc. So, thank you all for watching. Hit that like, subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye!